Learners, this is Dr. Ramesh Babu, professor from School of Business, SR University, Warangal, India. I welcome you to this session on product life cycle and project life cycle. This is part of lecture series on project management. In this lecture, we'll be learning about basics of product life cycle and project life cycle. This is basically meant for project management students and scholars. Now let us see the definition of product life cycle. Even though we'll be learning more details about project life cycle and life cycle phases, understanding of product life cycle is also required for project managers. So product life cycle is a concept that describes the stages a product goes through from when it was first thought about until it finally removed from the market. The meaning is when a product is conceptualized, designed, prototype made, manufacturing done, released in the market, people start using, and growth will be there in sales. Then at one stage, either that will vanish from the market or new models will replace it or upgradation will happen. This entire time is called product life cycle. So it's not required that all the products reach the final stage. Some products will continue to grow and others rise and fall very quickly. It depends on what kind of product it is. For example, garments, textiles, fashion dresses, all this will have very shorter product life cycle. Refrigerators, electronic goods will have longer product life cycle. The product life cycle helps marketers make important decisions about advertising, pricing, packaging, and more. The meaning is when a product is newly made, an innovative product is made. So first, we need to explain to the consumers what product it is, what are the features, etc. So at initial phase of the release, the marketing strategy, promotion strategy will be completely different than for a stable and standardized product which is popular in the market. Now let us see the product life cycle through a small diagram. On x-axis, we can see the time. This can be days, months, or years based on the product. And y-axis is the turnover or sales, quantity sold. When a product is newly conceptualized and made, the quantity made will be one or two or few in numbers. It happens in introduction phase. Sales with respect to time is very little increase, very gradual increase. Then second phase is called growth phase. In this phase, there is a rapid increase in sales with respect to time. If the product is liked by people and popular, growth stage will happen. Otherwise, after introduction, people don't like it, poor feedback. There will not be any sales expectation. Companies will not manufacture for it. The product is liked by people and word of mouth promotion and various media used for promotion, then plenty of growth. In fact, exponential growth can happen. Then at one stage, this particular model of the product will become stable in the market. The meaning is it will capture the market and we will have some sales which is almost constant, which is called maturity stage. For example, a company initially made 200 to 300 numbers in a batch production and released in the market. People liked it. Then that number will increase, go to millions and thousands. Every month the sales will increase. But at one stage, the product sales, say, product captured the market, say for 13% of the product range it captured. So now, for example, 13% say there's about 2 million pieces every year. No, the maturity stage, the 2 million is constant for few years. So we call it as maturity phase. Neither it will increase nor decrease substantially compared to it. But during this stage, competitors will have similar kind of models and products. Maybe better products, better features, lower price. So to compete with them, here product extensions will happen. Means new product variation is done within that model. Additional features are added. So product extension can happen at this stage. It is indicated by blue line, product extension. So further, it can increase little more growth and more maturity phase. If not, the product sales will come down slowly. Product should not become zero, but it will come down slowly because the market conditions. People no more like it, or people may feel bored with the product. Competitors release a lot of models. Our company only, our same company only released more variants in that model. So it further can go to different stage. And the product will vanish from the market because of technology change. Like Nokia, some models no more available in the market. The reason is when Android comes into picture, so Nokia older versions vanish completely. Similarly, some cars like Maruti, some old model varieties vanish from the market because of new technology, new variants, new models. Or people with case. So the entire length can be years for some products, or few days or months for products like fashion, goods, garments. Life cycle represents the stages a product goes through from introduction to decline stage, as we have seen in the diagram. So this analyzing product life cycle will help businesses strategize the marketing, pricing, and operations at each phase. The four main stages are introduction, growth, maturity, and decline, as seen in the diagram. Now let us see the journey of a product through its life cycle. In the first phase, a product is launched into the market. In the growth phase, there is a rapid increase in sales and acceptance by the people, acceptance by the market. In the third phase, the sales growth slows, means with respect to time, the sales growth is slow, it's not rapid. Change is minimal. So this is called the peak market share stage. It's also called maturity stage. Then the fourth stage, the sales and profits decrease because of market conditions and change in the people's taste. It's called decline stage. Now let us see the characteristics of product life cycle at each stage. Introduction stage. Introduction stage, sales is low because the product is new to the market. So sales volume is typically low as the product is new, and the awareness about this product to the consumers is limited. The cost will be high at this stage. The reason is to make the new product, significant investment is required in research and development, marketing, and distribution. Another characteristic is low profits. Sometimes profits will be negative, losses. So due to high costs and low sales, profits are often negative or very low during this stage. But this is very much can be overcome by promoting, and when people like it, goes to the next stage, like rapid growth stage. Now the profits are expected in that way. So the business company should take the risk of this low profit in the introduction phase. In this phase, there will be limited competition because we are releasing new product. There may be few or no direct competitors in the market for this product. Now, more promotion is required at this phase. Now, we need to focus on awareness. The marketing efforts are focused on creating awareness and educating potential customers about the product's benefits. In case of B2C, through advertisements, through various means and modes. In case of B2B, educating the potential customers. Suppose a heavy machinery need to be sold by a machinery manufacturer to a manufacturing company. It's a B2B. So the manufacturers need to be informed about this new machine development. Thereby, creating awareness is done, and that is more important at this stage. There are certainly challenges in this introduction stage. First one is gaining acceptance. So there will be customer resistance to the new products when something is released. So convincing them to try the product, that is to be done at this stage, which is a challenge. Building the distribution channels, establishing effective distribution channel, to make the product available to the target customers is a challenge. Managing cash flow is a challenge at this stage because the high cost will be there initially, less volume of sales, revenue, both need to be managed. Cash flow balancing is difficult. Educating the market, so communicating the product's value proposition and differentiating it from existing alternatives, this is a challenge at this stage. What kind of strategic considerations are taken by companies in this stage? First one is pricing strategies. Skimming pricing, setting a high initial price to capture early adopters willing to a premium. This can be one strategy. Or penetrating pricing, setting a low initial price to quickly gain market share and discourage competition. This can be another pricing strategy. Promotion strategies, focus on building product awareness and educating potential customers. Use advertising, public relations, and early adopter programs to generate the interest. Regarding distribution, the strategies can be focus on selective distribution. Target the early adopters. Identifying early adopters is important. Distribute to them and build a strong brand image. Then another distribution strategy can be work closely with retailers to ensure product availability and visibility. Now let us see the characteristic during growth stage. In this stage, we discussed sales increases rapidly, exponentially, because as the product gains acceptance and popularity. Increasing profits will happen in this phase because the sales volume will rise and economies of scales are achieved. When we make large quantity production, overheads are uniformly shared by the number of products. Economy of scale, more profits are possible. Growing competition, new competitors enter the market, attracted by the product success. So when one product is released, particular variant, competitors will also try to launch equivalent products in the market. Then expanding distribution is another important characteristic at this stage. Distribution channels are expanded to reach a wider customer base. Focus on efficiency. So the product from competitors and building brand loyalty. There are challenges like managing the growth. Initially, we made a small production, job production or batch production. Capital investment and machinery are limited. Now, when we are scaling up, we need to procure more machinery for manufacturing, more space, more man hours, more energy, more distribution network. So these all need to be managed. Maintain quality. When a company manufactures few in numbers, maybe focusing with a lot of manpower, machinery, and time, good quality outcome may come. But when we are making large quantity, proper quality assurance and quality control methods should be in place to check that even with high volume quantity, the quality is consistently maintained. And dealing with the competition at this stage is another challenge. We need to respond to the pressures, competitive pressures, and need to maintain the market share. And building the brand loyalty, creating a strong brand loyalty, brand identity, and fostering customer loyalty. This is a challenge in this space. Okay, strategic considerations in growth stage are sometimes consider price reductions to attract price sensitive customers. And on promotion front, focus on building the brand preference and differentiating the product from the company. Use advertising, sales promotions, and public relations to maintain the next. Distribution channels need to be expanded to reach a wider customer base, strengthen the relationship with the retailers. These can be distribution strategies. And product improvement is another consideration. Introduce new features or variations to enhance the product's appeal. If required, take the feedback from the first customers and do this. Improve product quality and reliability to maintain the customer satisfaction. Now let us see the maturity stage characteristics. So at maturity stage, the sales growth acceleration is slowed down. Not that sales is zero or low. The rate of increase is little bit, almost constant. So that means there is uniform sales in the market. This is called maturity stage. The profits will be at the peak at this stage. Maybe large volume economies of scales are obtained. However, no more increase in the number of sales per unit. There will be intense competition at this stage with many established players. And stable distribution. So distribution channels are well established and widely available at this stage. Then focus on the market share. Marketing efforts are focused on maintaining market share and defending against the competitor. Let's see the challenges in maturity stage. One challenge is maintaining the market share. Second is extending the product life. We can revitalize the product and we can extend its life cycle. The revitalization can be by adding additional features, more attractive features to the customers. Price competition need to be maintained at this stage. We need to find new growth opportunities at this stage. Some of the strategic considerations are maintain competitive pricing, consider price promotions to stimulate sales. And on promotion front, focus on reinforcing brand loyalty and reminding customers of the product's benefits. Use all the strategies like advertising, promotion, and public relations. Distribution strategies need to be optimized at this stage and minimize the cost. Explore new distribution channels to reach new customers. Product modification. Introduce new features or variations to revitalize the product. Improve the product quality and reliability to maintain customer satisfaction. Another consideration on market modification is target new market segments or geographic regions. This will help. And reposition the product. Now let us see the last phase of the product life cycle, that is decline stage. The characteristics are sales begin to decline and product loses its appeal or it is replaced by new alternatives. Profits also will be declined. Competition also is reduced because other competitors will focus on niche segments. Distribution is consolidated at this stage because retailers will reduce their inventory. Focus on the cost reduction can be a strategy in this way. Like managing the decline stage. Now company need to think to bring a new variant, a new product to the market. Minimizing the losses, maintain the profits, maintain brand reputation, finding the alternative uses like exploring potential alternative uses for this product or its component can be thought of. The strategic consideration can be harvesting, reducing the marketing and production costs at this stage, divesting, niche marketing, repositioning. This can help in this stage. Now let us see about project life cycle. Product life cycle we have seen in a curve form. X-axis is time, y-axis is number of sales. It gradually increases, then declining, it decreases. Our project life cycle is completely different than product life cycle. Product life cycle is meant for manufacturing, repetitive manufacturing purpose. But projects are unique, never done before, non-routine activities, innovative, product or services. In project, the phases are completely different. The time phase like initiation phase, planning phase, execution phase, monitoring and controlling phase, closing phase, and handover. Initiation phase, assessing the feasibility and value is very. In planning phase, scope is defined for the project, resources are mobilized, timeline is defined. In execution phase, the construction, manufacturing, fabrication, assembly, making programs in case of software projects. Execution is done. Whatever planned earlier will be implemented now. Next phase is monitoring and controlling phase. During execution, we need to carefully monitor and control the project so that it is on the track, the scope or budget or schedule. In closing phase, project will be wrapped up and the lessons are documented. The project is handed over to the client and operational maintenance. Let us see the characteristics during various phases. In the initiation phase, the project feasibility is assessed. Objectives and scope are defined. The key activities in this phase include the first one is identifying the need. Why this project needs to be taken? Need and opportunity are addressed. The feasibility study. In this, we evaluate the project's financial viability. We consider factors like technical feasibility, economic feasibility, and operational feasibility. And definition of objectives and scope is done. Clearly outlining the project goals, deliverables. Deliverables are the work packages. And the boundaries are defined, which are included, which are excluded, are defined in the scope. Another important task is identifying stakeholders, recognizing individuals or groups who have an interest in the project's outcome. So it is listed clearly. Then development of a project charter is done. Charter is a project document which formally authorizes the project, and it provides guidance to all the project manager and project manager's team with the authority to proceed. It's an approved document. The next phase is planning phase. In the planning phase, project management plans are developed. A comprehensive document which outlines how projects will be managed, including scope, schedule, costs, quality, communication, risk, and human resource management plans. And defining tasks and activities. So breaking down the project into smaller, manageable tasks and activities. So for example, a multi-stored building is a project. Now acquisition of land, acquiring land, purchasing land, then soil testing, then foundation work, superstructure, various activities related to civil, mechanical, electric, electronic, plumbing, air conditioning, furniture. All these. We make a work breakdown structure from the scope and deliverables so that it is properly managed by allocating to different teams. So electrical work is assigned to electrical team, painting work is assigned to a painting team, wood work is assigned to a carpenter's team, steel work is assigned to specialized team who makes the steel structure, cement work is assigned to a team who can do good cementing job. Then at this phase, we also estimate the resources, like how much materials are required, what kind of equipment required, how many people are required, skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. All that is done in this phase. And we develop a schedule, which means we create a timeline for the project. This includes start and end dates for each task are defined at this, so that later it is very easy to monitor and control. Then developing a budget, estimating the costs associated with each task, and creating a project budget, approved budget. Then risk management plan is done, like identifying all the potential risks. We foresee the risks from previous experience or other projects. We foresee risks, make the risk mitigation plan. The team members should know if some risk happens, what to be done. It's clearly defined in risk management plan. Then communications plan. We clearly define what kind of communication requirements are there for all the stakeholders, how it should be communicated, formal, informal, mail, fax, how need to be communicated, what kind of templates are required, develop those templates, clearly define everybody when to communicate and what to communicate. For example, milestone reports are required to the top management. Deliverable and monitoring and controlling of duties are required for the project manager regularly. And budget, cash flow, and usage are required by the sponsor. So we need to create templates to monitor and then to communicate to what stakeholders defined here. In another place, directing and managing the project work is done, means coordinating and managing the project team to ensure that tasks are completed as per the plan. Whatever was planned, approval plan, as per the whether it is happening or not, need to be cross-checked. which is done in execution phase. For example, a building plan was made. Now the building is under construction. So this is called execution phase. Performing quality assurance, monitoring the project's progress and ensuring that deliverables meet the required quality standards. In the earlier phase, we plan for what quality is required for each element of the project. Now, we need to assure that these are happening as per the plan, as per quality specified. And managing communications in execution phase, keeping the stakeholders informed of the project's progress and addressing any issues or concerns. Managing the risks, like implementing the risk mitigation strategies whenever required. Managing resources, allocating and managing resources effectively. Resources can be manpower, machinery, or materials and time and energy. Let us see another important phase, that is monitoring and controlling phase. Here, project performance is monitored. Tracking is required on KPIs, key performance indicators, to assess the project's progress. Controlling the changes. So managing the changes to the project scope, schedule, and budget is done in this phase if any required. And performing quality control. Inspection is required in this phase on the deliverables to ensure that they meet the required quality standards. Maybe samples are tested in the laboratory, or QC team checks for bugs in case of software programs. If it's a mechanical or electrical item, need to check for the required desired properties in that material, etc. Managing the issues, identify and resolve any issues that arise during this phase of the project. Then reporting the performance. So communicate the project progress to the stakeholders as planned. And the last phase is the closure phase. The closure phase, obtaining acceptance of deliverables, means ensure that all the project deliverables meet the stakeholders' requirements and obtain the formal acceptance from the receiver, either customer or whoever we are giving the product or the project. And document all the lessons learned during this so that it is useful for future projects. Capture all the points which were faced, all the failures, and make a list of the failures and how it was mitigated, how it was faced, how it was addressed, what was the implication of that. Record all these things so that this will become useful document for future projects. Then releasing the project resources, releasing the project team members and other resources to other projects because this project is complete. Then all the contracts are closed at this phase with all the subcontractors and vendors and suppliers. Then archiving the project document. So all the project documents, future reference, both soft and hard copies. Conduct a post-project review. Evaluate the project's overall performance and identifying areas for improvement. Let us see the benefits of learning about and using project life cycle. The very first benefit is improved project planning. It ensures all necessary activities are considered and better risk management as we identify the risk, plan how to mitigate, and since we are mentally prepared with the risk mitigation plan, it will not be a shock for the team members when some risk occurs. For example, a software development team using server systems and software platforms, they have issue of like power availability. Then in the risk mitigation plan, if the power supply is not there, plan for a diesel generator set, 24 hours backup if required. So that is a risk mitigation plan. Works are going on as per the power supply availability. Say 30 to 40% daily time power is not available. Then plan B has to be implemented with a diesel generator set to supply. Or a software project has got issues with virus issues. Maybe risk mitigation strategy should be having authenticated, robust antivirus available. or leased servers are not, up to the expectations, then buy a server system per quarter. Such kind of risk management strategies. Suppose the hardware project, and it is anticipated that suppliers are delaying the raw material supply. Then in the risk plan, we will have alternative suppliers C, B, C, D. Alternative suppliers will have in the panel so that we buy from the other supplier immediately. Another benefit is improved product outcome. Once we know clearly what are the characteristics and challenges in each life cycle, then definitely the likelihood of successfully completing on time increases because we have clarity of life cycle, what to be done. Enhanced communication is another advantage, like establishes clear communication channels between all the stakeholders. And ultimate benefit, like this increases the stakeholder satisfaction because there is a mechanism in place to inform the critical and important things as per the agreed communications plan to all the stakeholders. The stakeholders will definitely be satisfied with the project. Now let us see some examples of a project life cycle applied to various fields like engineering, software, services. Let us see. In case of civil engineering, what's the project life cycle? First activity for them may be apply for the permits. Then site work, clear the ground, install temporary power and utilities like power supply, water supply, accommodation temporarily for labor, etc. Inspecting. Then the next activity for them is the foundation. I mean, in project life, the terms used by different branches of engineering and businesses are different. So we are understanding that. Foundation work is done, excavation, concrete work, basement walls, waterproofing, insulation, all this terminology will come into picture in foundation. Then framing, install the joints, frame walls, then dry-in, sheathing, roof decking, shingles, doors and windows. Then utilities like plumbing, electricals, heating, ventilation and air conditioning, HVAC, phone connections, converters, alarms, all these. Then interior finishing, insulating, drywall, painting, all that, appliances. Then in and around, landscaping and groundwork, plantation, greenery, parks. Then final acceptance like walkthrough, inspection and complete functions. Conduct final acceptance for certificate of occupancy of the civil engineering building or project. What is software project life cycle, software development life cycle? We don't use here a completely different than a civil project. Here we use definition phase, design phase, construction phase, testing phase, and acceptance phase. So in design phase, the customer problems are defined, requirements are listed, system analysis is done, then the developer project plan, specifications are prepared, that will have the user requirements. And a test plan is made to measure the compliance. In design phase, the business analyst or software analyst will design an acceptable solution for the customer. And they make the design document. The project manager will finalize a baseline cost and schedule. And in construction phase, the coding part, coding, programming, all that is done, executing. Unit testing may occur here. During testing phase, the product or service companies are tested against the specification, whether it is meeting specification as planned or not. But in the final phase, the customer will analyze and accept the test result. If satisfactory, they will sign the acceptance agreement. Now let us see service project for business management students like a hotel chain, customer relationship management implementation. So the phases will be like this: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, closure. In the initiation phase, need to enhance guest experience through better data and personalization. This is a CRM implementation in a hotel chain. In planning stage, vendor selection, staff training, data migration is done. In execution, the actual software like customer relationship management system setup, Staff onboarding across pilot portals is done. In controlling and monitoring, check the adoption rate, collect the feedback, solve the technical issues, upgrade, update it. In closure, final rollout is done so that it is implemented in all the portals as planned. If we take airlines project, the terminology is almost similar. Say, for example, a new international route has to be planned and executed for an airlines, which is the project. The phases are initiation, identified market demand for a new international route. In planning, regulatory clearances are taken, crew assignment is done, aircraft availability is checked, pricing strategy is done. Next execution phase, conduct the flight trial, marketing campaign launch, sales open, during monitoring. Occupancy is how much occupancy is there is monitored, feedback is taken from first customers. Commercial, like now route is added to the schedule, and final review is done. Now let us summarize this lecture. The product lifecycle is a valuable framework for understanding the evolution of a product in the marketplace. By understanding the characteristics, challenges, and strategic considerations with the product lifecycle, the businesses can make informed decisions. This is very for product development, marketing strategy, pricing, and overall business strategy. On the other hand, a project lifecycle is completely different than product lifecycle. By understanding and applying the principles of project management, project managers can effectively plan, execute, and control projects, leading to successful handing over to the customer and getting stakeholders satisfied. With this, I'll be concluding this session. Thank you very much. Thank you.